my dear YouTube friends. Sunday morning, and it was cold last night. I reckon it was just slightly above freezing. Alright, we're at the house. It is a mess, as it usually is. But first I gotta upload the video, your last video, Sunday morning. If I don't do it now, I'll get complaints. Mary Roberts will be on to me straight away. So first I am going to upload the video, then I'm gonna tidy up here. There's just a slightly bit of carpentry to do, sanding. Then I'm gonna evacuate this whole place and start sanding the walls and doing a little bit of caulking here and there, and prepping to paint. Maybe start painting today, probably tomorrow. But it's going to be exciting because this week it's really going to look different, because by the end of this week everything should be painted. The floor should be laid with the tomate and the floor heating. The ladder that I bought the other day should be up. The window should be installed in the loft, and yeah, that's about the target for this week. And then next week we are going to install a temporary shower in what's gonna be the living room, the toilet, and the kitchen block. Yeah. As you can see, I have left the door frame a little short from the stepping stone, and this is because I don't want rainwater to hit the stepping stone and then come in contact with the wood and migrate up into the wood. So I am going to fill that gap now with the epoxy glue cement that I've used before in many occasions. First of all, you can see this wall is built out of hollow bricks. So whenever you want to attach something into this wall, to the wall, you stick a plug in and a screw, but it won't necessarily bite. So you've got to drill the hole, then squirt this epoxy glue in the hole, and then stick your plug in so that the epoxy adheres in the cavity of the stone and your plug sits secure in the epoxy. It's a brownish kind of plasticky cement, it feels like. Have a look. This is a bit that squirted out when I was filling one of those holes when I was installing the door frame. It is really super tough stuff. I've used it here. This is really the way you gotta use it. This is a hook I installed to lock the gate. I just drilled a hole into the natural stone, squirted the epoxy in, and then just hand screwed the eye bolt in. Yeah, and that's really what the stuff is designed for. But there are so many other uses for this stuff. It's just really good. It's just bloody expensive. It's 15 euros a cartridge. But yeah, in this case it's really the best solution I can come up with. Now it's two components, two different colors. They need to mix, and they will mix inside this special spout. So you gotta make sure that the two colors, you see them coming in here as two colors, they gotta be mixed by the time they come out. If it's not properly mixed, the colors, then shouldn't use it. Wait a little bit more, squirt a little bit more out. It cures really fast, so you gotta be prepared. You gotta have all your tools and everything ready that you need. And then once you got it good, you can actually squeeze the plastic bags that it's actually sitting in. Squeeze it a little bit out. Oh no, this is one color. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, squeeze a little bit out and put the cap back on, otherwise it will cure and you can never use it again. Okay, there it's coming. So great, this electrical thingy. Okay, that's the stuff. And that looks good. We're gonna carefully apply that now. Carefully but swiftly. Can't use anymore, that's cured. I'm gonna squeeze out what I can. Don't know whether you can see it, there's two different colors, not very obvious. It's a grey and it's a sort of a white. And I wanna squeeze that all out of these two different bags. I don't know whether you can see it. So that there's no mixed epoxy in here, and then I can use this leftover once more. It's so strong. I've used a lot of it, really a lot. Spent at least 150 euro on this stuff in this small house. It's just basically because of these hollow building blocks. That's the stuff. Trying to remove loose hairs. These are very cheap brushes. So you see, I've done a lot of caulking. These edges I've caulked. I like to have that all smooth, you know. And now we're gonna do a little bit of the door, not all. Yeah, a number of you have said leave it wood color. Even there were some comments about the loft, leaving that on in wood color. But the thing is, it's really a small house. It's really tiny, and if I leave it wood color, it will really feel like living in a Finnish sauna. We want to have everything white. Creates the idea that you've got space. Yeah, it's going to take a few coats to completely cover this. I think about 3 with the roller, and then a final coat with the brush, And this is a glossy paint like I've used upstairs and on the ceiling, but the final coat I'll do in a matte white paint. Reason being is I don't want this wall to become glossy, because then it would stand out and it would attract attention, and it's not such an important wall. So yeah, I want to have this in the background. I mean, it's there because it's got the grooves, so you see it, but I don't want it to become too prominent in the interior. Maybe you can hear it, but there's some sort of dancing happening, folk dancing in the museum next door. Normally I would go and have a look, but you know, I've got things to do. I'm moving into this house within 2 weeks. I just finished a whole bag of wine gums. I'm a bit nauseous now. I've taken one hinge off because I'm spray painting the hinges white as well. Don't want them to stand out. And that one is drying now, so this door is hanging on 2 hinges. 2 half hinges, because I haven't attached all the screws yet. I'm gonna wait with that. So one by one I will remove a hinge, spray paint it. Actually the rollers work really nice. I've always underestimated rollers. Can't do everything with a roller, but there's definitely a place for them. I wonder when they were first invented, rollers. When were they first taken into use? See, the Renopass that I made today is too thin, really. This is more like shaving cream, but the consistency should be like whipped butter. Why is it too thin? I added too much water in the bucket before I started pouring the Renopass in. And if I was a smart guy, I would go back and I would add more Renopass to the mix, to the batter, to get it to the right consistency, but I'm just not that smart. Let's buy a door with a lot of tiny little windows, she said. So no, it's gonna be an awful lot of work to redo it. No, I wanna have that one. Look, see who's doing the work now. Spending 3 days just on this door. So I've done quite a lot of painting, and paint really needs to dry for another 2 coats. So I am going to start on another little project that is completely new for me. I'm going to refurb that little poêle, that little stove, because that needs to be up and running pretty soon, because it's getting cold at night. This week it was 1-2 degrees at night. So yeah, We're gonna have a look at the little stove, see how it works. I've never dealt with a wood stove before, but yeah, watch some YouTube videos, so we'll manage. Yeah, that's so far. That's. I'm not gonna take it further apart. I'm not gonna restore it. Don't have the time for that now. But I want to have it working, and I had a block of wood burning in it, and I saw smoke coming from wrong places. So yeah, I'm gonna clean it, and I'm gonna buy the new gaskets and some sealant specially made for this stuff, and then I'm gonna put it back together, I hope tomorrow. I have to re-watch this video probably to see where everything goes. Nah, I'll remember. So I washed all the parts yesterday, and I bought some gasket material, some glue and some special sealant for stoves. Now I have to figure out how it goes back together. It's a Godinet 400, and I just googled it. I think this stove is built in the 40s, in the 30s, the late 30s or the 40s. It's quite interesting. Remember the story behind this ladder? That I was looking for a ladder for a while on Facebook Marketplace, and eventually we found a ladder which was 7.5 meters long, and it was on Marketplace for ages, and it was pretty cheap, 50 euro, 80 euro, something like that. So we rocked up there, and the farmer where we bought it, he said, how are you going to take a 7-meter ladder? So that was obviously why nobody had bought it. But on the spot I just took out the circular saw and cut it in half. And now we got 2 ladders. We got one for the loft in the little house, and then later we got another one for the loft in the master bedroom in the big house. Gonna brush it now. I washed it yesterday with water, brush it with some steel brushes, wire brushes, and then gonna put a few coats of linseed oil on. That'll give it really a nice color, a little bit of a shine to it, nice preserved. Yeah, so I have serviced the poêle, the stove, the fireplace, the wood burner, whatever you want to call it, and it should be good to go. The only problem that I'm having is that the outlet of the flue has some sort of a fitting that I don't have, and I can glue on my pipe, but I want it to be really secure. It shouldn't come off and exhaust fumes filling the little house. So I've just made a run to the shop where we bought the chimney and all other parts for the fireplace, apart from this poêle. We found this via Facebook, and they have ordered for me now some sort of a flange that I will still have to glue on the back, but supposedly give me a little bit more meat to glue to. So yeah, I'm also getting another reducer for this pipe, because we're going from, this is a 15 centimeter pipe, 150 mil simple, they call it simple, and this is isolated. This is a double walled pipe with insulation between. We're gonna get a reducer to 80 mil, which is the outlet of the little stove. And then we're going to get this this matte pipe down to the poêle. So yeah, it's a little setback, but you know, what can you expect? I hope that I did a good servicing job. I replaced all the gaskets. I glued up parts that could leak. Yeah, we'll have to try it out once all the glue is set and cured. Maybe I have to add a little gasket, but I think it should be fine. I'll lift it out tomorrow and create some smoke and see where the smoke comes out. Hopefully from the flue in the back. Yeah, this chimney pipe. Yeah, let me get the camera and give you a closer look, because I might need your advice here. Yeah, so that is the chimney pipe coming out of the loft. I'm not really happy with the color and everything. I want to do something about it, make it look better. But I don't know what at this moment. Might have to take some time to figure out what we'll do with it. Definitely going to install some planks, white planks here to get rid of this look. But yeah, all in all, I think that the fireplace looks cool there. Quite happy with that setup. You just have to keep an eye out for the wooden planking in the back, that doesn't get too hot, and if it does, then I will have to tile that area, which would also look cool, but it's just more work. I just I just see. Now for the rest of the day, I have done a lot of painting again. Oh, so boring. I hate painting. I've finished this wall off with a matte white. Let me turn on the light and you can see it better. Yeah, and the door, I finished that off with one coat of a matte white paint. I think matte will give a little bit more of a calming effect. A bit more rustic as well. So yeah, I've got what, 4 coats of glossy underneath as a base coat, and then 1 coat of matte white. Yeah, I think it all it really starts coming together now. And that's good, because I'm really fed up with the painting. Tomorrow, when this paint is cured off the door, I will install the glass. And yeah, and then the next big step is tiling the floor. Insulation plate, floor heating, tiling. So, time to put the windows in the door. Let's first see whether they actually fit. We ordered them quite a while ago, and you assume that they fit, that they cut them to the right size, but making assumptions is really never a good idea. And they fit. Well, at least one of them. That's great. That's great. So I'm just gonna Polymax them in with some transparent Polymax so that they sit, and then later I'll have to use that special stuff, that window stuff, and then later I'll have to touch up on the red paint, because there's quite a bit of white from the other side coming over. But that's not a big deal, because that paint is really good. That red paint that dries in a heartbeat, and it 2 coats and you don't see the white anymore. It's really good paint. I'm working here and not in the little house anymore, because tomorrow morning, and I've just confirmed this, I went to Baudard, to the shop where I ordered the tiles and the insulation plate and the glue. But it's confirmed tomorrow around 11 o'clock they will deliver the tomate, the tiles and everything. So today I'm gonna sort of prep the room, the little house. And there's no place anymore for projects like this. Has to be done here. Lighting is really bad here, because there's just not enough windows. Typical for old French houses, no light coming in. Of course it's because of the insulation. You know, they only put very small windows in, but we're gonna break this all open and make it light and roomy and airy, just as the small house. And you know, with this this Polymax glue, that I've never worked with Polymax before, but what I hear, it's like, you know, once that's on it, there's just no movement in it anymore. It seems to be a really good, strong glue, from what I hear. I think I've said it already many times, but this is probably my most favorite tool. I can't imagine what it would be like to have to work with one of those hand squeegee things. No. Nice. I'm not really looking forward doing that stuff. I don't know what it's called. It's this yeah, window frame thingy. Several ways of going about it. Could also do it with specialized caulking. That would mean I have to tape each window individually off. Yeah, maybe it's worth it. We'll see. Doesn't have to happen today. So what a drama that was today. It's Friday. I was supposed to get my insulation boards and my tomate, the tiles, delivered today at 11 o'clock. So at 1 o'clock still nothing. Spoke with Nadia. Nadia says don't worry, this is France. These things go like that. But at 1 o'clock it's still lunchtime, and then they open at 2 o'clock again, so I could only call at 2 o'clock. But I got a message from the shop where I bought everything. The insulation boards did not arrive from their supplier as they should have. Can you wait until Monday or Tuesday? No, I cannot wait until Monday or Tuesday, because next week Friday I'm supposed to move in. Camping is going shut for the winter. I have to be able to at least camp in the house until I've got all the amenities set up. But yeah, I gotta move in, and you know, laying the tiles need to dry a couple of days before you can walk on it. So no, I don't have that time. So I started looking around at other suppliers, other shops, and I found one shop where they had these boards in stock, enough of them, and 50 kilometers from here. Brico Depot. So I raced there, picked them up, and I'm fitting them now. They don't look too good because I think they've been wet, but they'll still work. Only to realize that I ordered too many and I bought too many. And I've made my calculations pretty accurate. 16 square meters, 160 square feet. And the boards are 240 by 60 centimeters. But I think the tiny house is even smaller than I estimated. Yeah, I'm gonna have some boards too much, but yeah. So build up a collection, huh? What can you do? That's what happens. Anyway, let's put those boards down. Measure them and cut them to size in place, and then glue them down, put some stones on them to give them a bit of weight, and then tomorrow morning we start laying out the heating, electrical floor heating, and today at 6:30, in 2.5 hours, they come and deliver the tomate. So yeah, tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow, I should have a floor. This is an insignificant step for mankind, but a giant leap for me. As when this floor is in, then I can start to relax a little bit, because I can actually move in. I can still cook in the van for the time being, but I have a toilet. My shower, temporary shower, that's gonna be a day to set up, not even. So yeah. I cook in the van. I just set up my barbie here in the back. Yeah. Nah, I'll be fine. Yeah. Anyway, let's put those boards in place. This is actually a very expensive board. Normally it doesn't work like this. Normally you deposit a layer of concrete, then you put a number of styrofoam plates on them. Just the styrofoam like I've used in that little raised floor of the poêle, the fire stove. Really a very firm styrofoam. And then you pour another layer of concrete over it. And then you can just lay your floor heating and tile it. But because we were a bit in a rush and we had to make this place livable, we just poured concrete, bam. And now afterwards I have to install insulation and then the floor heating. And the normal insulation, the cheaper one, the styrofoam, doesn't really work. You would have to put it on, glue it on, and then add another layer of concrete over it. That's just bringing it's just too much work, too much hassle. It's also bringing the floor further up, and I don't want that. So this is a board that's actually usually used to make partition walls, and then it can be tiled. It's fantastic stuff. It's really fantastic stuff, but it's costly. This little house has gone way over budget, that's for sure. I'm going to do it a little bit different with the other parts of the property because I have more time, more knowledge, and I can estimate much better what I need in advance. And I now know where to get the products for the right prices. Yeah, this. But the single most expensive part in this little house is that bloody chimney. That's been costing, I think, around 800-900 euro just for the chimney. The fireplace was 80 euro. Oh, morning. It's Saturday morning. Normally I would have been editing this video and uploading it tomorrow, but this week is gonna be a bit different due to the floor. I want to have the floor in because next Friday the camping where I'm parked with the camper van is gonna close, so I need to move into the house. And the tiles need to go in because the cement glue has to dry and then the grouting has to dry. I need to have this floor in. So already months back I ordered Tomat. This is a traditional clay tile. It's a bit, yeah, I wouldn't say orangey. Yeah, a bit orangey maybe. But anyway, I ordered them. This was a lot that was sitting in a storage yard, was sold previously, but then the buyer didn't pick it up or something, a story. I could get a party of I could get a lot 16 square meters, which I need 160 square feet. for a very decent price. I already reserved them 2 months ago or so. And then yesterday, after the whole debacle with the floor insulation boards that I had to get from somewhere else and install, at 6:30 he was going to come and deliver the tomate, the tiles. He rocks up at 7 o'clock with completely different tiles, with like really rectangular, very, very orangey tiles. Really not what we want. Really not what we want. So I said, no, I need to have these tiles. So I don't have them. But I ordered them. Actually, you gave me this tile as a sample. Yeah. What to do? I called Nadia. Nadia says, no, I want to have these tomate. But you know what? If I have to source these tomate, I would spend the day shopping around, probably. Have to drive to Clermont-Ferrand, 60 km down. And then you often have to we don't have them in stock. They will be delivered in 2 weeks' time. I don't have that time. I need to move into this house. I want to have this house finished before I go off for work in a month's time. Because when we come back, it might be in the middle of winter. We need a place to stay. The campings are closed. I don't want to stay in the van. I want to stay in this little house. Apart from that, I'm really fed up staying in the van now. I love the van, but 5.5 months, it's just enough. I just want to have a big fridge, and I just want to have headroom, and I just want to be in this little house. It's been enough. 5.5 months, come on. So, then he said, well, I have white ones. I said, oh, white could work, because actually, I've been thinking, I don't really like the dark color ones. Because we do everything to make the house look bigger than it really is by leaving everything white and light colors. So a white tile would actually look really, really good. So I said, okay, great. So then he took off again and sent me a photo. It was already getting dark of the white tile. I said, yep, do it. He says you get 24 square meter, 240 square feet for the same price. I said, okay. So he delivered it. It was by that time 8 o'clock, 8:30. It was dark outside. That's okay. Oh God, and then he came with this tile. It's not white. It's salmon colored. We call it salmon in Dutch. It's not orange, it's not yellow, but it's not white. It's a very much an off-white color. Anyway, a lot of these tiles are really dirty because they have been stored outside for probably years, because this was a lot that he hadn't sold. That's why he said you get 24 square meter. So I'm actually sitting now with 8 square meter that I have no destination for, that I need to store, and I don't even have the space to store it. Anyway, well, I can't go back. I've got these tiles, and I really don't know how I feel about them. I really, really don't know. If worst comes to worst, then we can always tile other tiles on top of them later. If we really don't like it. That's not a bad idea, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, I need to start scrubbing. Most of these tiles, are quite dirty, and I need to install them, and I need to be really careful because these are porous. It's a really matte color, and when I get cement glue on top of them, it's going to be hard to take it off. I need to get to work. I drank a liter of coffee this morning while I've been weaning myself off the caffeine for the last month. I'm really hyper. I need to get to work. Talk to you later. Okay, so I've power washed 24 square meters, 240 square feet of tiles. It's now 3 o'clock. I've selected the best tiles, the ones that I need. They're behind me, and I'm going to lay the floor. I don't know whether I can get it finished today. Probably not, but we'll see. You know, we'll do what we can do. If I can't get it finished today, then it will be less work tomorrow or Monday if I run out of glue. I got all my tools in place. Got my little dividers right here, 2.5 millimeter. So this is really a two-man job. But there's only one man here, so we do with what we have. Let's get started. Be very careful not to damage the underfloor heating. Now, again, to get it 100% straight, it's not going to be possible because these tiles are not 100% straight, not 100% square, I must say. I'm going to have to play with the grouting because the tiles are not identical in size.